Good morning. Today we're going to do a practice to increase our inner strength and vitality. So as always, we'll begin with our feet lined up under our hips best we can manage, pressing into all four corners of the feet. You're going to pull the tailbone under, pull the navel in, really lengthen through the spine. Go ahead and roll the shoulders a couple of times. Inhale as you roll up. Exhale as you let them slide down and under. Go ahead and reverse direction on those shoulder rolls. Again, using your breath as your guide. And then go ahead and shrug, pull up close to the ears. Exhale, release. Inhale, shrug. Exhale. And once more, pull up close to the ears. Exhale. Give yourself a couple of nice deep breaths. Let the ribcage open up on your inhale and expand. As you exhale, remember to let your shoulders down, let any tension go, let any thoughts and anxiety, just release that. We're going to go ahead and start to take our arms out and up, pushing into the fingertips all the way. Exhale, push out and down. Inhale, reach into the fingertips, pushing all the way, coming up to our tippy toes. Exhale, push out and down, release back down to the whole foot. Inhale, reach up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, push out and down. We're going to reach up and maybe hold on our tippy toes, if that works for you this morning. Stretching up to the ceiling, onto the toes. Really reach, hold that. Stretch and exhale, come down, sweeping yourself all the way down. Feel free to swing here. Remember to keep no tension in the neck. Keep it soft. And then soften the knees and roll up. Remember, head and neck last to come up. Give yourself a nice breath. We'll bring our hands behind us, clasp the hands together maybe. Roll the shoulders open and inhale. Your version of a back bend as far as your body wants to go. Please don't stretch any further than your body wants to at this moment. Come back up with a soft inhale and give yourself a nice breath. We're going to go ahead and step out into a wide-legged stance. We'll bring our arms up and push into the palms so that you're extending this part of the arm. And go ahead and just swing the spine out gently. And coming back to center, we're going to bring our arms to our shoulders, our hands to our shoulders, and roll over here, letting the elbows reach for each other in the front, reach for each other in the back. Nice big rolls. And reverse that. And go ahead and come back to center. Give yourself a nice breath over here. We're going to inhale, arms up, shoulder height. Push out one foot. If you need to adjust the back heel a little bit, you can. We're going to exhale down to your version of triangle. Inhale, back up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. We're going to exhale, come down and hold this one. So remember, your gaze is down on your toes or up at your fingertips. You don't want to have it facing straight ahead if you can help it. If you need to lower the raised arm, you can do it. You can also just throw it behind you. So wherever you're feeling comfortable right now, you're pushing into the back leg and you're holding this for a couple of breaths. And you're going to go ahead and lower your raised arm and inhale the opposite arm up so that you are in a revolved triangle. Feel free to flex the knee here if you require that. Go ahead and bring yourself back down. Adjust the back heel if you need to do that. Sweep your arms up. And go ahead and lower your hands to your lower back. So you can either just hold them on your lower back if you're comfortable. Your hands are in prayer or just fingers facing up. Or you can grab your elbows, however it feels comfortable. Basically, you want your shoulders and chest open over here. And we're going to go ahead and bring ourselves as far down as we can in this moment. And try to keep your back as long as you can before it starts to round out. Keeping the breath soft, bringing yourself as far down as your body will go for you. And just go ahead and hold this for a couple of nice deep breaths. And then soften the knee, push into the back leg to inhale yourself back up. Drop the hands, bring the feet forward, give yourself a nice breath. Inhale, arms back up, shoulder height. Push out the opposite foot, and if you need to adjust the back heel a bit, you can. Exhale, tip yourself over sideways into your triangle. Inhale, back up. Exhale, tip yourself over. Inhale, back up. Exhale, tip yourself over. Inhale, up. Exhale, inhale, up. We're going to exhale down and hold this triangle. So remember, you are facing either down on your toes, your gaze, or up at your fingertips. You can flex the knee if you need to. You can lower this arm if you need to. So wherever you're comfortable and you're breathing softly, really important to do that. And then go ahead and lower the raised arm down. Inhale the opposite arm up so that you're in a revolved triangle. And then lowering the raised arm down, shifting the heel if you need to do that. And go ahead and sweep your arms up, possibly with a flexed knee. We're going to go ahead and bring our hands to our back. So again, just placing them on the lower back, or fingertips up, or grabbing the elbows, or reverse prayer. So again, wherever you are comfortable this morning, we're going to bring ourselves as far down as your body will go for you right now. And go ahead and try and keep your back as long as possible as you can before allowing your body to round out a little bit. If you need to flex the knee, please do that. Remember, soft breath supersedes everything else. You really need to keep that breath gentle in order for yoga to be effective. So we're trying to decrease resistance to life in general. So go ahead and lengthen yourself. Exhale, bring yourself as far forward as your body will go. You might notice that both sides feel a little different. One will move more than the other. That's normal. Just breathe here softly. And then softening the knee, inhale, push into the back leg to bring yourself up gently. Drop the hands, feet forward, give yourself a nice breath. So we're going to walk our feet together, and as I said, we're kind of trying to increase vitality, inner strength, and break down our resistance to life, so there's less friction, less resistance. We want to flow with life, enjoy life, be a part of it, and not always feel constricted or like life is working against us. So bringing your heels together, we're going to go ahead and grab the ground. Toes are facing out. We're going to come into a squat. Lift the head and look straight ahead. So we're going to inhale up, drop the head, exhale down, lift and look straight ahead. So we're just going to move into this, in and out of this frog pose, and in a rhythm, if you can. So inhaling when you lift the tailbone, exhale, come down. Inhale, lift, exhale, down. Inhale, lift, exhale, down. Again, find a rhythm that works for your body using the breath. My knees are making noises, so hopefully this will help. And keep going until you can, until you start to feel a little bit of resistance in your body. And then do a few more if you can, but making sure that you're able to keep the breathing gentle. And when you feel like, wow, I am done with this, you're going to come up, toes face forward, and just be in a forward bend. Nice deep inhale, deep exhale through the nose. And we're just going to hang out over here for a couple of breaths. And then soften the knees and bring yourself up. Give yourself a nice breath. Wow, that was fun. Okay, we're going to go ahead and stretch out our legs a little bit, because after that nice workout for the legs, you want to make sure that you stretch that out, just grabbing one foot and tugging a little if that works. If you're still standing and you're still comfortable, move your hand to the inside of the foot and maybe tug a little bit more. Let the belly come forward. Let the back arch a little bit maybe. And just stretch, pull if it works. Feel free to grab a sofa or a wall or something. You can extend the other arm out. And go ahead and release that down. Give yourself a breath. And then other side. Grab your leg and tug a little bit, opening up the top of the leg. If it works, move your hand to the inside of the foot. Tug, let the back arch, maybe shoulder opens. Stretch, tug if you can. That other arm comes up perhaps. And go ahead and release. Let it go. Give yourself a nice breath. So we're going to come into a nice strong forward bend and hold it. So remember that we're going to come as far as we can. We're not locking our knees. We're going to inhale up, exhale, come forward and hold your forward bend. So you can grab toes, grab the ground, back of the legs, grab your elbows. Grab your elbows from behind your legs. Any variation is good. Just make it a strong forward bend. Reach forward a little bit stronger, and then soften the knees and bring yourself up. Give yourself a nice breath. We're going to come into down dog. So again, coming to one side of the mat, front of the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep out and bring yourself down into your down dog. Step back, slide back, whatever works, and walk your dog. And then coming into a still down dog, you're pushing your heels down, getting a nice long back, really stretching into your tailbone, moving the shoulders away from the tailbone, breathing and stretching, really opening up here. This is a full inversion for the upper body, and it really helps to increase the blood flow into the head, throat, neck, nasal cavity, all of that stuff that is your first line of defense for any sort of cold virus. Push a little bit into your tailbone. Exhale, release to all fours. Try to get it so that your hands are lined up under your shoulders and your knees are lined up under your hips. We're going to cat-cow. Push the spine out. Inhale, lift the belly and the chin. Exhale, push the spine. Inhale, lift belly and chin. Moving at your own pace. Really enjoying this movement of the spine. Allowing that blood flow to just enter in. Give yourself a nice breath. Come back to neutral spine. Go ahead and take your chin over one shoulder. Take a look at your tailbone. Come back to center. Take a look over the opposite shoulder at your tailbone. Go ahead and come back to center. We're going to rise up onto the knees. So this next series of movements, you want to be careful that you're not using your lower back for this. You want to tighten up in the glutes, tighten up the hamstrings, and tighten up the legs as you move through this. So our hands are on our lower back. A couple of ways we can do this. So number one, hands stay on the lower back. You exhale, just hinging from the knees and the hips only, so not rounding out the back. You're going to hinge from the hips and come forward, forehead to the mat. Tighten up everything, bring yourself up. So option two, one arm comes up on the inhale, exhale, hinging from the hips, come down, inhale up, exhale. Arm comes down, inhale up, exhale, inhale up, exhale. So you want to note that my arm stays stuck. It is not reaching forward as I come down. It is not pushing off the ground. You're not pushing off when I lift up. You want to keep it right up here as an extension of the spine. So if you're comfortable with the one arm and you want to go a little bit deeper, you're going to do both arms. So again, they stay right here. They don't move independent of the rest of my torso. So exhale, come down, inhale up, exhale. So depending on where you are today, how you feel, any of those options is good. You really want to tighten up all through here as you move. And we're going to go ahead and do about 9 to 10 of them. I rarely count, but just do an approximation of something. So if you feel like using your arms, inhale up, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Using your breath to move. Tightening up through the core so that you have a strong middle as you move. Do not use your lower back. Using the breath to initiate movement. And last set. Exhale, give yourself a nice breath. We're going to go ahead and move back onto all fours. You're going to go ahead and inhale one arm up and exhale, weave it through the other one, coming into a soft twist. We're just going to hang out here and breathe. Inhale when you bring yourself back to center, and opposite side, raising the arm on the inhale. Exhale, weave it through the other one and hang out in your twist. Make yourself comfortable here. And then inhale, bring yourself back to center. We're going to cross our feet behind us and move into seated. Give yourself a nice breath. Go ahead and grab your knees. We're going to inhale, push the belly out. Exhale, push the spine out. Inhale, push the belly out. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, push the spine out. Curl the shoulders in. Using your breath to initiate movement. You're going to come back to center, nice and tall. We're going to grab one knee with the opposite arm and take a look over your shoulder. Go ahead and come back to center and look over the opposite shoulder, opposite hand on the knee. You're not ever tugging on the knee. You don't want to pull more than your lower back allows. And come back to center. Give yourself a nice breath over here. We're going to go ahead and extend the feet out in front of us, and I'm moving back just to make sure that my feet are in the video. I really hope they are. You can prop yourself up back here, or if you're comfortable, sit up nice and tall. You don't want to be hunched over or leaning back. You want to be nice and tall. Maybe move the flesh away of your buttocks so that you're right on the bones. You're going to go ahead and roll the ankles. And then you're going to roll in the opposite direction. And you're going to push the toes out and the heels out, and the toes and the heels, and squish and wriggle, and squish and wriggle. We're going to keep the breath soft while we pull in the knees, get up nice and tall, and we're going to move into your version of boat. So whatever that is today, you can just lean back over here and your toes stay on the mat. You can also lift up one leg and one of your feet stay on the mat, or you can lift up both and hold right here. You're nice and tall and just breathing. If you're still comfortable, go ahead and bring your arms out by your side over here and just make sure you're breathing. We're going to stare at our toes for a couple of breaths. Exhale. If your toes were not up, just where your toes might be is fine. Move the spine back and forth. And then when you're ready, once again, back up into your version of boat. And you can place your hands down here if you want, or extend them. Again, you just want to be really gentle with yourself. Keep the breathing soft. And go ahead and release, move the spine back and forth. So I can hear the wind and the rain starting up outside. Go ahead and come back up nice and tall. We're going to drop our knees to one side. Pull both the hands to, if your knees fall to the left, both your hands come to the left. Look over your shoulder. And then coming back, if your knees are moving to the right, hands are moving to the right, look over your shoulder. Go ahead and come back to center. We're going to move into spinal rolls. Sorry, folks. So remember, if you don't like rolling, you're moving the spine back and forth here. If you're okay with rolling, you're inhaling back, exhaling forward. And go ahead and stretch your legs out and softly bring them to the mat at your own pace. You can bring them down together or one at a time or flex knees. So wherever you are comfortable, go ahead and settle yourself onto your mat. When you're ready, bring one knee up or both knees up. Exhale, drop the knee or knees across the body. Head faces the opposite direction. Of the knees. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, come back to center. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Lengthen your arms overhead. We're going to bring opposite sides together. So we're going to bring our right arm to our left leg. Inhale, open. Left arm, right leg. Inhale, open. So again, find a rhythm that works for your body. Use the breath to initiate movement. Keep the breathing gentle and find that rhythm. Use the breath to bring yourself together. Inhale on the open, exhale on the close. Through the nose. One more on each side. Go ahead and give yourself a breath. We're going to move our hands under our hips. We're going to extend our legs to the ceiling, pushing into the heels. You want to make sure your chin is still tucked, so you don't want this action happening. That will hurt your cervical spine eventually. So pushing into the heels, we're going to go ahead and draw opposing C's in the air with our legs. So again, pushing the navel into the mat as you move, pushing into the heels, keeping the breath gentle, just breathing. And go ahead and pull the knees into the chest and roll that out. Once more, moving the hands back under the hips, pushing the heels back up to the ceiling, and go ahead and repeat that activity, that pose, motion, whatever you want to call it. And then go ahead and pull back in, roll that out. We're going to place our feet on the mat close to the body, hip width apart. So you can put a block between your knees if you like, or just line up and make sure that your feet are lined up. Hands are by your sides or overhead. You can also move them overhead with each lift. So again, however you're feeling today, go ahead and inhale, lift, exhale, release. Inhale, lift, exhale. Inhale, lift, exhale. We're going to hold the next one. So go ahead and lift and hold. You can clasp your hands under your hips, wriggle your shoulders under if this works for you, and push the hips up a little bit higher. You're going to hold this. Imagine with each inhale that your hips are going a little bit higher. Keep the breath gentle. Enjoy this opening, this back bend. press into the ground. Lift the hips up a little bit higher if you can. And go ahead and softly release down. Windshield wiper the knees. We're going to go ahead and place one foot on the opposite thigh. You can push on the knee here or pull both legs in. And go ahead and switch sides. And then grabbing the ankles or toes or knees or whatever for happy baby, rocking it out. You're going to go ahead and gently bring yourself over onto your belly. So go ahead and line yourself up so that your elbows are under your shoulders, legs are moving away from the body, shoulder blades pulling back and together, chest open, and gaze straight ahead. So you should feel all your muscles engaged right now, and you are breathing softly as always. So the next one, we're going to go ahead and keep our hands on our lower back. We're going to keep our feet down and we're going to lift up from the heart. If you're able to, and if it's comfortable, you're going to lift your arms off of the back. They don't have to come off, but just engage those muscles as if you were going to lift, if that works. So rolling the shoulders open, inhale up. If you can lift, lift. Release, exhale down. Roll the shoulders, inhale up. Lift, come back down. We'll hold the next one if it's comfortable, otherwise release down. Roll the shoulders open, inhale, lift, hold, breathe. And exhale, release down. Let your head go to one side. Maybe swish your hips if that feels good to you. Just let any tension go. And we're going to go ahead, and the next one is a challenging one. So I like to take off my watch so that it's not getting stuck. You're going to move your hands under your thighs. The thighs are, the hands are going to stay down, and the thighs, you're going to tighten up your legs and lift up. So the hands stay on the mat. Go ahead, and the chin stays on the mat as well. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. We'll hold the next one if you're breathing. Inhale up. Exhale, release down. Let your head go to one side, swish it out. Go ahead and bring your hands by your armpits. Roll the shoulders back, inhale, push up. Exhale, release down. Roll the shoulders, inhale, push. Exhale, release. Roll the shoulders back, inhale, push. You can hold this if you like, or release down. If you're holding, make sure your neck is not squished into your shoulders, but lift it out. Shoulder blades are pushed back. You can take your chin over one shoulder, over the opposite shoulder. You can come back and maybe push into child. Stretching out on the mat, tugging on the mat, letting the belly come through, knees are wide. If you have a partner in the house or a friend or a child, ask them to maybe gently push into your lower back. Inhale, go ahead and come back up to seated. Or if you are familiar with my classes, then this is a good time for you to move your legs up a wall into legs up the wall and hold that for 5 or 10 minutes, and then move into Shavasana for 5 or 10 minutes. And you can pause the video right now until you're ready to join me in breathing. So whenever you're ready to come into breathing, go ahead and sit so that you're comfortable, nice and tall. Maybe a cushion under your hips, maybe on a chair, maybe on a sofa, maybe leaning against a wall. Anything that helps so that you are not thinking about any discomfort or tightness in the body. Hopefully you don't have any after the yoga practice. And you're just focused on a nice long spine. You want to pull the chin in a little. You don't want to be like this or like this or like this. You want a nice, long, strong passage for air to move through. So pulling the chin back slightly, you're going to go ahead and take your chin over one shoulder, opposite shoulder. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Go ahead and roll. Roll in the opposite direction. Come back to center and give yourself a nice breath. So we'll start with the regular breathing that we do, which is inhaling at 4, exhaling at 8. Follow as much as it's comfortable for you. And if you can extend it to about 2 minutes to again 10 minutes, go ahead and do that. Pause the video if you need to do that. I'll be counting. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And go ahead and release that. Give yourself a nice breath. So making sure that you have clean hands, we're going to do the next breath, which is alternate nostril. You're going to close in your first 2 fingers. You're using your thumb and your ring finger. So you're going to close off your left nostril. Inhale through the right. 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're going to continue with that rhythm, that pattern, for about, again, 2 minutes to about 10 minutes if you can build it up to that. It does take time to build it up. Don't be in a hurry. Also, if you have a cold or a cough or any symptoms, you don't want to do the alternate nostril breathing. If you don't have it, however, it's excellent at preventing symptoms. It's very good at integrating the 2 sides of the brain. It's great for the eyes, great for the sinuses, great for the ears. So it's an absolutely fabulous breath that you want to practice if you can. Like I said, if you have any symptoms, you don't want to practice it. But if you don't, great at preventing them. So we're going to finish off exhaling in a hum. Extend the hum as long as possible. Focus on your third eye or on a light towards the back of the head, and then we will be in silence. Thank you for joining me in my yoga class.